What if the one thing you've been starving for isn't out there at the edge of the world, but already inside you, waiting in the quiet to be heard? What if inspiration was never meant to explain itself, only to sing? Long before we learned to measure sunsets by pixels and angles, there was a first poet who, trembling, lowered his bow and set down his arrow. He tried to tell his companions what the burning horizon had done to his chest, how the sky seemed to spill its heart into the sea. They laughed, maybe. They misunderstood, almost certainly. Still, he spoke, because true art is the ache to reveal, because no one can live alone with beauty without it breaking them open from the inside. Those of us who seek the absolute learn to cultivate a private garden out of solitude. In the hush of that garden, we discover a fierce permission to inhabit each passing second as if it were the only one we were given. Lately, I have felt a voice taking shape inside me, like a river gathering itself in a hidden valley. I wait now to hear it clearly. My desire is simple and exacting, to find the right garment, the clean line of language, so that what this voice carries can arrive intact in human ears. I have thought about writing down only the few thoughts that truly altered my inner life. God, the world, and the soul of a human being. It is beautiful to speak with others about God. We cannot fully understand the nature of God. How could we, when we are not what He is, and yet we can ready the ground of our consciousness? We can till the soil with the visible manifestations that surround us. We can let mystery be both teacher and neighbor. So let me try to say what changed in me through God. For years, 20 of them by my best count, I lived with a hunger and a thirst that had no name. I did not know how to love life. I woke with the feeling I was missing the door that everyone else had found. I ate, I worked, I laughed when I was supposed to laugh, but some quieter part of me remained empty as a winter field. That hunger, I see now, was the longing to look beyond myself, past the edge of my small map, toward what is vast and hidden. I tried many roads. I doubled back, and at last I found the only path that did not collapse beneath my feet, through God. Now, the texture of my days is different. Wherever I am, whatever task has found my hands, I sense a generous law at work, a law that turns our actions into flowers, and then turns those flowers into God. I feel the sudden integrity of things, as if the seam between what I do, what I feel, what I think, and what I say had been sewn shut by a single golden thread. I am what I do. I am what I feel. I am what I think. I am what I say. I am everything, and I am nothing. I am the one who finally understood that there is no need to announce myself or prove myself. Only God, and only God, matters. So I share time and space with you in this luminous world, learning compassion, trying to get it right more often than I get it wrong. I write about what I have lived and what I am still living, words drawn from ordinary days and from the craft that shapes them, because I am everything that touches my soul. Our appearances, our language, our deeds are never larger than we are. The soul is our dwelling, our eyes its windows, our words its messengers setting out at dawn. If you want to know God, do not turn Him into a puzzle solved by clues. You will not reduce the infinite to riddles and win a prize. Instead, look around. You will find Him playing with children, their laughter falling like bells into the afternoon. Lift your eyes to the clouds. There He walks the storm, stretching His arms in lightning, descending as rain to kiss the fields awake. Your daily life is your temple and your religion. When you enter it, bring everything, your fatigue and your joy, your impatience and your tenderness, your questions and your praise. Because the ordinary day is not ordinary. It is a teacher disguised as routine. The bread you slice is a parable of nourishment. The commute is a pilgrimage. The sunlight on your kitchen table writes scripture across your hands. Dedicate an hour to listening to the world that is not speaking in words. The river under the pavement, The wind leaning into the trees, the patience of stones, and a new way of being human will present itself. Nature is not outside you, it is inside you, an old memory humming beneath your ribs. The kingdom of heaven is not postponed to another life. If you cannot see its door here, you will not recognize it later. Live what is sacred in each instant. Let the present be a small and holy altar. Pause with me and consider this yourself. Where do you sense the sacred in the middle of your real life? In the noise, the dishes, the deadlines? I would love to hear your answer in the comments, because your experiences might be the lantern someone else needs. And if this reflection is nourishing something in you, take a second to like this video and subscribe. It helps this circle widen, and it tells the silent ones they are not alone. Now listen for the hidden spring inside your soul. It has been gathering in darkness, patient and sure, and it is ready to rise and run to the sea. The treasure of your depths, the one you have mistaken for emptiness, will be revealed to your eyes. The soul seeks God the way warm air seeks the heights and rivers run downhill to the embrace of the ocean. The soul has two powers, the desire to seek and the capacity to struggle for that desire. And the soul does not lose its way any more than water climbs the mountain. This is why all souls will be in God, eventually in a time measured not by our clocks, but by the slow mercy of becoming. Consider salt. No matter how wide the ocean, salt does not forget what it is. The soul does not lose its hunger for God. That hunger is eternal. One day it will be fed. The soul never ceases its seeking. And when it finds God, it realizes, half laughing, half weeping, that he has been seeking it all along, like the shepherd crossing thorn and night for the one lamb that wandered. I am now someone who seeks silences. At first, silence was unbearable, a room where all the furniture had been removed and I did not know where to sit. But silence is where shapes are born. There are times in our lives when waiting is the only wise action. There are seasons when learning arrives only when we stop attempting to force the lesson, do nothing, and a secret part of you continues to work, continues to listen, continues to gather the grain into the barn of your heart. God once threw me like a stone into a lake, and I made rings upon rings upon rings on the surface, so many ripples I feared I would be nothing else but disturbance. But when at last I reached the depths, the water held me, and everything went still. The quiet did not erase me, it completed me. When the knowledge hidden in the soul comes forth, we are startled by ourselves. The winter thoughts we carried, stiff, grey, asleep, bud into flowers that sing songs we have never heard before. The chorus was always written in us. Silence simply tuned our ears. We are far more capable than we think. In each of us lives a force that sees and hears what our waking mind cannot yet perceive. Like a lantern lit in another room, shining under the door. In the deepest chamber of my soul, there is a song without words, a melody living in the seed of my heart. I feel like a seed in the middle of winter, but I know spring is coming. The sprout will pierce its shell. The life sleeping in me will rise to the surface when it is called by the sun. To live is to be brave. The intact seed and the seed cracking open share the same essence, but only the one that breaks dares the adventure of life. To be born is to give up the safety of the husk. It requires a singular courage, the recognition that you cannot live through someone else's experience. You cannot borrow another's eyes or ears to find out how your story will go. Each existence is its own river, its own mouth at the sea. No one can be delivered the invisible, packaged and labeled. Each of us must go, each must risk, each must walk into the bright and the dark and learn what our own feet know. I've watched people wait for permission before taking a single step, and I have watched how life, generous beyond our estimates, keeps offering more than we think we deserve. If you can manage to love life, not the idea of it, but the raw weather of it, you will grow. Loving life does not mean pretending it is painless. It means consenting to its mystery. It means trusting that the clouds and the lightning and the rain all belong to one sky. This is the secret. Your work is to love life. And if you love life, you will not fear the future. You will not need the blueprint for every hour. You will not beg to be told the end. The future is only the present, not yet unwrapped. Life is the mystery itself, the one who plays with children, walks the storm, and gives himself back to us as rain. So let inspiration keep singing. Let it be music before it is meaning. Let your days be a temple built of ordinary stones. Let your hands do the small work that becomes flowers, that becomes God. And when you find yourself alone, when the room is quiet and the night is long, do not hurry past it. Sit in the stillness until the seed remembers the spring. Sit in the stillness until the river in you stands and begins to run. Sit long enough for the door you have been seeking to remember where you live and open.